Okay, mound hunters, I've got friends with me. I got, man, all of us have me and Ian have our post-COVID haircuts, but Will chooses to live like this. I've got Tasha and Will and Ian, and we're in my hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan, looking at the exquisite Norton Mound group. This for me is the area that started all my interest in mounds, but I've never seen it because it's private and off limits. But we jumped the fence and we snuck in. This is completely illegal, and we're here to look at 2,000-year-old Hopewell burial mounds. So they're absolutely fucking gigantic. So what do you guys think? Are you impressed? Any questions? Comments? Are you spooked out to be standing in an ancient graveyard over 2,000 years old?
Pretty awestruck.
Yeah. And I'm going to turn this way, so anything in the background. Let's go this way, guys. Now, also, this is a Hopewell site. So Hopewell culture is really what we describe like a way of life or a technology. But Hopewell influence spread from Upper Peninsula, Michigan, all the way to Louisiana, New York, Missouri. They controlled almost all of the United States of America. So, and what these sites were important for is these folks had copper, and the copper from the Upper Peninsula is in these graves, and the copper from the Upper Peninsula is in grave sites in Missouri, in grave sites in Florida, in grave sites in New York. And then conversely, we have shells from Florida here, we have obsidian from Arizona. So they operate a massive trade network. And just look at this thing. Ian, stand next to that for size comparison. It's good to have people here because now you can tell the size.
Yeah, so Hopewell spread from Florida all the way to the Upper.
Hopewell started kind of in the Ohio Valley of Ohio. I think it's the Miami River Valley, and that's where the Great Serpent Mound is. And yeah, like they sprang up from the Adena, and the important thing is Adena artifacts are found here too, from 1000 BC. Arrowheads, pottery. So this place was used as a settlement, and the Adena people, they started the fad of building earthworks, but they didn't bury people in them. The Adena made weird shapes. They made like linear mounds and ridges and all that kind of stuff. And then when the Hopewell came up, they took that tradition and they kept building earthworks, but then they started making these burial mounds, which have not been excavated at all. So they are still completely preserved. This is considered one of the finest preserved mound sites in North America. And all of the artifacts, all the bodies are still inside of these ancient and forgotten people, of whom we know next to nothing. So let's keep going back this way. Gigantic. That's got to be 40 feet, 50 feet of the diameter. And this is all on the edge of on the river banks of the Grand River. So for 2,000 years, the river's been eroding this land. So these mounds probably were a lot taller. And this is probably what they intended it to look like. This is probably, they just wanted to go back to nature. Look at that. And look at that view. This is great. Just look, you can even see like the little ones. Here, I'm gonna get that. Goodness gracious. Oh guys, I see another mound over here. The Grand Rapids Public Museum owns the land, and they are taking care of it, because you see right here, the water is coming in, and it is eroding this grave site. Where you see water, there's another 17 mounds at one point. And right here, the last one. And yeah, I gotta say, this is like Michigan has destroyed most of its stuff, so this is really impressive that this is here. This is like really wild. Because we flattened everything. Like in downtown GR, I think was like a complex of like 70 mounds.
Wow.
Which were all just like, without question, just bulldozed.
Terrible.
Like right away when they want to make the city. The ones at Gerald Ford are just, yeah, totally fake. Yeah. Destroy something and then build a facsimile of it in its honor afterwards. Isn't that great?
Belknap was, he was kind of like a historian, so he was like trying to figure out like what was here before, and like even he didn't know. He was like talking to indigenous people and trying to figure out what was here, and he only got secondhand accounts because all this stuff was like pretty much bulldozed over.
Yeah, because even the tribal peoples who lived here when we came around, they didn't know who these people were.
This was it? Well, it's part of the Anishinaabe. What is it? Ojibwe?
Who
Was
take
here
care of this?
when
Yeah,
Europeans-
Odawa, Ojibwe, Anishinaabe, all those people were here. And they didn't know who these people were. They knew their mounds. They were like, they're ancient people, they're people of legend, they're people of mystery, and we just stay away. We just like respect their land. But yeah, these folks were long gone. Well before we showed up. And yeah, and we're a mystery to, the native peoples at the time of our arrival. And Ian sent me some literature from Charles Belknap, who interviewed people. And he said, what about the plum orchards?
That there was a legendary plum orchard that was in this general vicinity that had kind of trails leading all around it. And it was supposedly like a ceremonial site.
Yeah, so massive ceremonial center with a plum orchard that was here forever and like was really fertile. These burial centers, and then also a giant platform style mound that was a ceremonial center. And if you've been watching all these episodes, you know what a platform style mound means. That means a sedentary civilization. That means all the trappings of society. That means becoming, instead of being hunter-gatherers, they stayed in one spot. And when you stay in one spot, you start worshiping your leaders. So a platform mound is where the king or the tribe leader or the priest lived on top of, and apparently there was one here, in addition to some bitchin' plum orchard. But hey, we got a highway now. That's way better. I mean, but partially too, a lot of other sites still were farmed, so they were plowed, and the farmers wouldn't level the mounds, but like they would even them out and still grow crops on them and stuff. And I guess that's the. I think Ian found a mound. Where? Yep, right there. You look at back there too, you can see that slope. Like way, like beyond these trees, like on my right, there's one there. But yeah, there's one. Dude, this is crazy. But not here, but like some of the sites.